So it's been what, a week or so since we've talked about Donald Trump and the wall. Things have ramped up a little bit lately. There was pretty much nothing that happened for a long time, and then nothing happened. And I mean, they're just going back and forth. Walls are immoral, and then everybody goes, really? Really? Because I'm looking at a bunch of walls, and that if it's really, and that was stupid. And then there was, oh well, he wanted a concrete wall, and now he wants metal slats. Yeah, he wants what the people who work there are telling him. This is what we need. That's what he wants. He wants for them to have what they need. And you want to fuck around and go, oh, it's metal slats now then. So there was that. And just, well, this is Donald Trump's fault. You know, he said that he was going to take the blame for this. And it's like, well, okay. And he's also saying, how about we make a deal wherein you guys do the funding for the border security. And you're saying, no, we're not going to do that because we don't want to. And he's saying, well, one of the big reasons I was voted into office is because people wanted a wall. And they said, yeah, and you just want to fulfill a campaign promise. And every time I hear that fucking asinine comment, I'm like, yeah. It's about time we have a president who wants to fulfill his campaign promises. Like, how is that an issue? Yeah, he wants to fulfill a campaign promise. It's not like he made a campaign promise, we're going to have free Coca-Cola Fridays, and the government is going to set aside $5 billion a year to pay for it. You just go in anywhere and go, I just want a Coke, and they just give you one for free. That's my campaign promise. He didn't shut down the fucking government for that. It's not a ridiculous thing. He wants to secure the border. Yeah, campaign promise. And that was also a campaign promise that Obama made. And it was also a campaign promise that Hillary Clinton made. And it was also a campaign promise that Bill Clinton made. And it was also a campaign promise that George Bush made. And it was also a campaign promise that George Bush made. Like, it's been a campaign promise that people have made since it became a problem. And yeah, he wants to fucking fulfill it. Finally. So that one just made me fucking sick to hear. I'm like, you cannot seriously be sitting here saying, oh, well, he just wants to fulfill campaign promises. Yeah, that's why people elected him. So that hopefully he would fulfill his campaign promises. You nerds, what's wrong with you? Anyways, so then there was that dumb shit. And some other nothing. That was just nothing. And then now it's getting close to the State of the Union. Alright? And State of the Union time. And Nancy Pelosi says, well, look. You know, Secret Service. They're funded by Homeland Security. And they're not getting paid right now. And, you know, we feel that it's a security threat to have the president do his live TV broadcast of the State of the Union. And I immediately thought of all of the Antifa people setting Berkeley on fire so that Milo couldn't do his fucking lecture. That was my first thought. This bitch just doesn't want him to speak directly to the American people. This bitch doesn't want him to, again, throw out all of the facts. Because then she's going to have to stand there next to fucking Chuck looking like a fucking idiot and saying, we're going to fight his fear with facts. We think he's wrong, and that's a fact. Great. Thanks, Nancy. So there was that. Donald Trump did a little address. Chuck and Nancy stood next to each other, looking at every bit like the old farmer painting. It was ridiculous. Chuck with his fucking gargoyle face. Like, he is just like that. Just the constant forever scowl on that man's face. I don't understand how anybody looks at him and goes, that's my representative and that makes me proud. Dude's just scary looking. He just looks like a fucking twat. Like, not a word I use a whole lot, sorry for the language, but he just looks like a fucking twat. He just is always so goddamn grim and just pissed looking. He's just pissed looking all the time. He's just fucking, everything upsets him. And oh God, it's just like, dude, looking at the two of them, and Nancy sitting up there going, the president wants to use fear to get people on his side, and we're not going to use fear. We're going to use facts. The president's trying to scare you. He's doing evil, horrible things, and he's trying to do evil, horrible things, and he's trying to scare you. Don't you feel scared? Like, I'm just like, oh my God, you fucking shit me. So, Nancy doesn't want the president to do the televised address. I mean, he can do that shit from the East Wing. He can do that from the residence. If you really wanted to, like Carter fucking. If the President of the United States said, I'm going to give the State of the Union address sitting here on the couch in the residence next to my wife, they'd put up a fucking camera across from him and teleprompters, and he'd read goddamn speech. Like, he can do it anywhere. Doesn't matter. He can sit in a Secret Serviceman's lap and do the fucking address. Dude, what is... Department of Homeland Security's like, what are you even talking... Security risk? What? I'm sure the president can walk from one state building in Washington, D.C. to the next one down the street and fucking do the goddamn State of the Union. Nancy, what's really going on here? We all know Nancy's fucking pissed because every time he gets in front of a camera, he starts whipping out all these people that have been killed by illegal immigrants. And how do you fight all that shit? With semantics? And he wants a wall. We don't want a wall. Fuck walls. We want to just put money into some ephemeral technology. We want to fund technology advancements. Like what? Well, like drones. That'll do what? Watch them climb the fucking shit barricade we got and run across? Yeah, and then they can point at it and go, look at the drone. Woo, we're in America. Because cool things now. Like, what's a drone going to do? Are you going to put weaponry on them? Because I think that's a bit much. Like, so, alright, we're going to do this random fucking thing. And we don't want to have the State of the Union address. Because it's fucking, So, today, I guess, that the Democrats, Nancy, they was all going to go to the Middle East to do things, whatever, whatnot, right? And the president, I guess, I I don't know how this works out. It would probably be one of those things where if I was president, if I was in Donald Trump's situation, it was me. And I'd be sitting there every morning, I'd be like, what's Nancy doing today? Pencil me in a meeting with Nancy, we got to talk about border security. Every morning, that would be the first words out of my mouth to my whomever does that kind of shit. I want my entire day open, and I want Nancy penciled into every spot. And as Nancy continues to not want to show up, we'll just do the normal course of what I would normally do during the day. We're not going to actually cancel anything because Nancy's never going to show up. Nevertheless, I'm willing to drop anything at any moment for Nancy if she wants to show up and talk. And today, that person probably looked at the president and said, well, Mr. Trump, Nancy is going to be boarding a plane to go over to the Middle East to do this, whatever the fuck it's called. I had everything has stupid fucking abbreviations and weird nicknames. So, they were going to go do this thing or whatever the fuck it was. And, the president said, how long are they going to be there? Oh, like a week or so. Fuck that. We got to deal with this border security. Is there any way that I can cancel that for her? Because I think it's more important for her to stay here and work. And apparently, that person looked at the president and says, actually, sir, I think you can. And he was like, fucking find out. Because if we can, then sure as shit, there's everybody getting off the bus. Sorry, we're not going to the airfield today, folks. The president has canceled your flight. So Nancy didn't get to go to the Middle East to do all of the stuff that she was going to do over there. It's because it's far more important that she stay in Washington and work. And I really thought that was a masterful stroke. I really think that's funny. I imagine that it's probably bad to some degree. I imagine it's probably bad to halt a diplomatic mission literally in the 12th hour. Like they were getting on a bus to go to the fucking Air Force field to get on the fucking plane. And they all had to get off the bus. That's how far he let it go before he said, no, you're not going. There's no plane getting ready. I can just say no. And apparently, I think somebody had said that he said that if Nancy wants to go, she could buy her own flight and go ahead and go. But the military is not going to be fueling up planes for her and taking her fucking anywhere because she's got work to do. She's needed in the office. And man, there's got to be something bad about it. I don't know what it is she's going over there actually to do. I don't know what it is. Probably fucking nothing. Like, when it comes down to it, it's probably a whole lot of fucking nothing. But it is over in the Middle East, so it could be a whole lot of something. I don't fucking know. But they're going to go bop around in Europe and that area and fucking... No. You got work to do. So... yeah, I don't know. And I mean, I haven't paid attention to the fucking news today. I've been watching goofy shit. And nobody that I watched today was talking about what was going on. So, I'm sure something has happened. And I think the fucking State of the Union was tonight. Shit. I'm filming this very, very late. It's literally like 11 o'clock and I'm filming this now. Because I just fucked around all day and lost track of time, and every time I looked at the clock I was like, I got enough time to film a video. And now I'm about ready to go to bed. So I don't know what happened. I'll find out tomorrow. But it just made me, I just had to laugh so hard because I'm like, that's fucking, like, first of all, that's balls. That's big, giant, fat ass balls to shut down the entire Democrat fucking trip because they got work to do. Like, I don't think that's not really the way to kind of, inspire people to want to work with you. But at the same time, these people have absolutely refused to work with him under any conditions. So why should he make their lives comfortable? Why should he allow them to do anything but sit in a room with him and stare at him across the table until they decide to talk? And I bet you if he could do that, he absolutely fucking would. And that's why I love the man. We're into, I think, day 26. I think today it's going to wind up being, what, day 27 now of the shutdown? That's a long fucking time for the government to be shut down. And it's only one part, but still, that's a long fucking time. Like, we're getting into the threshold point where I'm starting to go, okay, at this point, there isn't an amount of ahead of time notice that the average person could be given to where they're going to still have money at this point. And I guess a lot of people are donating to charities and whatnot that have been set up to help these people. If you have the wherewithal and the means, by all means look that sort of thing up. Because, it is the Department of Homeland Security that isn't being paid right now. So these are quite literally the people that keep us safe. And it's ridiculous that we have a president, commander-in-chief, right? And just kind of the executive in charge of safeguarding our country and making us prosperous, right? It's a big, big, important role. And he wants us to be safer. He wants to give us what the professionals who do the job every day are saying we really need. And the Democrats are saying no, because what those people are saying they need is immoral. And it's the flimsiest, shittiest argument. And honestly, man, for my part, call it bias, call it what you want. I know the man said, I'm going to take full responsibility for the shutdown. And then he said, I never said I was going to take responsibility for the shutdown. I always just, it makes me laugh every time he does that shit, because then everybody harps on how he did that shit. And I'm sitting here going, you haven't caught on yet that he does this every chance he can get. Or about 1,000 cheeseburgers. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't say 1 billion. Come on. The only reason he said 1,000 and not 1 billion is because 1 billion, y'all might understand, is kind of ridiculous. You didn't buy 1,000 fucking cheeseburgers. Who fucking cares? Doesn't matter. He just says shit. He just says shit. He doesn't fucking care. He just says shit. And most of the time I think he does it just to say shit, just to see if it gets on the fucking news. You know what I mean? I think he seriously just says shit just to see if he'll get it on the news. So he can sit there in bed with his wife and a cheeseburger and a Coke and be like, I can't believe they took that and ran with it. Dude, it's probably the funniest. He's the puppet master of this fucking world's media. I would never miss an opportunity to fuck with him if it was me. Never. If I was president under these conditions, man, every day it would be like, I can't believe what he did last night. My every morning would be waking up to a statement of, just fucking with me, that I would address the American people every morning. And then by the end of the day, I would have another good reason to say the same thing the next morning. And it just seems like that's Donald Trump. He's doing it. God bless him. God bless this president. God bless the United States. I just fucking, man, this is just such wild times to be living. Fucking Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is running a train on the progressive agenda down the hall. Fucking Nancy and Chuck are getting off the bus right next to each other. I think they're actually sewn together at this point at the hip. They're always directly next to each other. It's getting fucking weird. I don't understand that at all. And fucking... And then there's Donald Trump with two little, sticks and strings. Bought 1,000 cheeseburgers for the team. He didn't buy 1,000 cheeseburgers. It was only like 300. Did you just hear what you said? Oh my god. Yeah, the news has been fucking interesting the past couple of days. That is for goddamn sure, man. The fucking, it's just everything. Just everything. Every little move, every move he makes. Every breath he takes. I'll be bitching about you